share the mothers. Hope you guys enjoyed the last video where I did under the cab there, where I just wire brushed under the cab there and painted it up, made it look fresh, like brand new. But this is part 2. If you haven't checked out part 1, I'll leave a link in the description to go check that out. But yeah, in part 2 we'll be taking out the diff, gas tank, all that sort of stuff, and then we'll be wire brushing down underneath the cab there, and then have a looking brand new hopefully. But yeah, let's get into it. So we've got everything all unhooked up from that side. We've got the brake caliper off, all that sort of stuff. So for this bottom bolt here, what I had to do, I'll just show you real quick because it was a bit of a tricky one where that shock was. I got a 15mm spanner just on it to break it loose, and then did the trick where you get another spanner just on the bottom there. And then see if I can do this one-handed. Ooh, not quite, but yeah. And then that gives you a bit more leverage if you just put the spanner, if you just interlock them through that ring there like that, and then just take off those two, the ABS sensor. And then this was a bit tricky to undo as well. I had to undo that first and then twist this on its side to be able to slide it off there. But then once you get it enough movement in it, it should be fairly easy. And then top shock bolt, and then make sure you unhook these off the leaf springs too, just so your ABS sensor doesn't go with it. And we'll move on to the leaf springs. Should be fairly easy then, and that'll be out. Heaps of room to get to, all under here. Tidy up all that surface rust. Hopefully have it looking all like that just down there. Have all of that looking like that. Got the ABS sensor off. A little trick I do with ABS sensors, since they're magnetic, you can just like that, and then should just stay up there like that, out of the way. But we'll need to move it when drop the leaf spring. Now it's just the shock and then the leaf springs, and then diff should be out. And then might give the underbody of this a water blast before I start on it, and then I'll probably freshen up the diff a bit too. Oh, and I need to do this just here. But this is fairly easy. Could even do this one-handed. Just get a screwdriver in there. These circlips. There we go. Just any flathead screwdriver should. There you go. Pop that right off. I try and keep all of the bolts and all the bits I pull off all sort of together, just so I don't lose them. But then this should just pull back through there and then out the side, just like so. And then for this, you just want to pull it out. This might be a bit trickier to do one-handed. I might need 2 hands to get this off, but usually you just pry that out with a screwdriver to relieve the tension off it, just out a bit like that, and then twist it like this, and you should be able to slide off. I just need 2 hands to get that washer. Sweet. So what it looks like you'll need to do this front leaf spring bolt here is it's 19mm nut and bolt on either side here. So I've just got a power bar with a 19mm socket on it, and then it's got the rattle gun on the other end. So hopefully this should just it's almost there. Yep. That's that one out. So we'll just go and do that on the other side there too. And then, yeah, and then we'll take out the back ones. Sweet, now I just need to get this rear one out here. It looks like it's just a 14 nut on either side, and then they're like pins that go through. So once you've undone both 14mm nuts, you should be able to just sort of pull it straight off, pretty much. one of the nuts on the inside here, it's too close to the chassis, so this one just up in here you have to get to with a spanner, just that one there. But then the one up on this side, you can sort of get the rattle gun up in there, just enough clearance. There you go, just enough clearance to where it will pop out. And then this next one here is the tricky one. Should be fairly loose though. It's just time consuming. Sweet, there we are. Got that second nut off. Now all you'll need to take that bit up there off is just a big flathead screwdriver. So grab that real quick. And these are just two sort of pins. Should just pop out like so. So yeah, we've got the one pin there. You've got the other pin just there. Now it should be the diff out. But now that we've got all of those undone, it should be diff out on the ground now. Sweet. Now we've got all that room to get to all up in there, do all up under there. And then now it's just that gas tank in the way there. And then the whole back of the cab is pretty much empty. Be able to get to all of that, no worries. And sweet. I'll just drag this out the way, put it fucking on the lawn or something, give it a water blast, tidy up this too, and then maybe do a couple other things in future videos. Like I've noticed these brake lines are perished, so I'll probably need that for WAF. See how good the shocks are. Not the best, it seems like. I know that's coming back up slowly, so that might just need to tidy up. We'll probably end up painting the diff, leaf springs, maybe new brakes. They don't have too much of a lip on it, so it could just be do with a skim or something. Handbrake on this is horrible, needs to be tightened up or checked. But yeah, we'll probably change the diff fluid too while we're at it, and just give it a nice tidy up. Maybe unbolt these brake dust shields, give these a repaint too. Just take everything apart, sort of freshen up, paint it. For the next step before we get into the car will be taking this gas tank out just there. There we go, got the full diff out here. Yeah, can definitely tell it's been in the car for 20 years or so. Probably the first time it's been pulled out, but these leaf spring bushings look alright. Not really too cracked or anything. No rips, but yeah. Check if those shocks are right. Yeah, that feels pretty stiff to push down. That's coming back up. So it probably just needs a tidy up around it. Just needs a good water blasting. So I'll give this a water blast. Probably, if it was an IRS diff, I'd say it'd be worth resealing that back casing there just while it's out, just so no future leaks, because you have to drop the whole subframe to do it. But just give this a fucking bit of a water blast to paint, and then it'll be looking good as new. You can unbolt these dust shields here with these 10mm bolts. It should just be 4 on the back to get these off both sides there. I'll pull those off, give those a clean up and a paint too, and then probably just try avoid the painting any of the rotors when I do it. But oh well, if it does, it'll just get taken off when I just bed the brakes in. But that should be sweet as. We'll get into taking out the gas tank now. After you've undone those 2 bolts, there'll be a connector up the top that you might want to undo before you do those bolts. Otherwise you can still get to it fairly easily, but it just plugs into the filler neck there. And then I'll just drop this down, and then there'll be a plug and the fuel lines just to get to on the top there, and then should be able to slide it out under the car. Got the plug off there, and then we've got the other plug just off there, which should plug on just up on the filler neck there. But all I need to do now is disconnect the gas lines there, but it's pretty dirty around there, so I don't want any of this stuff getting in the tank, so I'm just going to give this a clean up and then I'll disconnect these, then pull out the tank pretty much. Sweet, so it's the next day. I finished water blasting just under the tray here, just to clean off all the dust, dirt, stuff like that, but now it's pretty much ready to start wire brushing and then painting it to get the tray looking brand new. But I just waited until it was all nice and dry, not going to get in the way at all. But yeah, we'll get started on that. I'll just set up a time lapse and then we'll start on maybe this side here, do one side and then work our way along the edge there and then move over to the other side and do just this side here. Wonder how tricky it will be to get in behind, up in there, behind the plastics. Up the back here, it should be too hard, but it might be a bit more difficult up the front there. Main, we've just finished wire brushing half of this down. Just waiting for the rust converter to dry. But now that we've got all of this side all wire brushed down, covered in the rust converter, then this is all ready to start getting painted up with the zinc. But we have the old side compared to after it's been wire brushed, but this is just the side I've just sprayed on there, so it'll start to go nice and blacky purple like the rest of it. Get rid of any rust on there, but starting to make a big difference. But I'll put a video, I'll start laying some black zinc down I reckon, and then this side will be looking like good as new, and start on the other side. We'll just spray some black zinc or underbody coat on it now. And yeah, we'll start from down the back there and then make our way forward sort of thing. Spraying this stuff on as we go. Main. Look at that corner compared to that now. It's getting a bit dark, so I turn the flash on, but that's all done up in the wheel wells here. I only did up to so far on the tray there, but that is this side all done. You can see this side looking, what that's looking like compared to the other side just over there, making a massive difference. So that's a bit of a before and after. This is the what it'll be looking like once it's all done. All like brand new. And then this side here is the side that we're still having to do. Sweet, so I'll set up a time lapse and then I'll get started on wire brushing down this side and then should have the whole ute done. All from the whole underbody all the way to the back of the ute. That'll be mean. Since we got this all wire brushed back now and all rust converted, this is all ready to start painting. So we'll start from back here in the cab and then we'll just make our way back to up in there, to up to here, and then we'll do in the wheel well there, and then we'll just finish off this last section there. Hopefully I've got one, maybe half a can left, so hopefully that's enough to last us, otherwise might need to shoot down and go get another can. But yeah, this is what the other side's looking like. Yeah, looking pretty mint. We'll just basically paint all this side up and then finish up that there. Sweet, I'm just putting the gas tank back up in here, but yeah, just make sure you got the right fuel lines going to the right way. These ones were, but you can't really mix them up because that is the, I think that's the fuel feed line and then that's the fuel return. So the fuel return line will be slightly smaller coming off the pump than this one. To be honest, I don't actually know what that one is, so just leave a comment down below if you know what this one does in this little fucking box thing. But yeah, and then we've got your main plug and then the plug just up on that filler neck there. Sweet, they should be ready just to bolt back up in there. Sweet, and then I've given the old brackets to hold it up, bit of a paint and a tidy up too. So we'll just stick this back in and then it's ready for the diff to go back in pretty much. So that's the diff and gas tank all back in the car. Just while it was out, I just gave the top of the leaf springs and along the top of the diff there just a bit of a wire brush and paint there. But yeah, we still need to do the underside just along here, along the bottom of these leaf springs and bottom of the diff there. I just pretty much did all the same stuff that I did to take it out, just leaf springs and yeah, hook up the handbrake there. But I'll get started on a time lapse and yeah, get this all done. Sweet, now that all that's been wire brushed back and all rust converted up, we just need to spray on some black zinc. Man, that's looking awesome. But yeah, that's the diff all painted up, diff and leaf springs all painted up back in the car there. The last part left to do is just put the drive shaft back in, but I'll just do that after the video. But yeah, that's all under the tray up here, all along down the cab there, all done. Wouldn't even look recognizable to what it looked like before, but other than this exhaust just here, that's the only thing that looks like how the hole under the tray used to. You'd think it's a brand new car. I appreciate all the comments and support on the last video. I hope it helped some of you guys out or encourages you to have a go at doing it to your own Falcon. Might help it last a bit longer over the next couple years, sort of thing. If you guys did enjoy the video or it helped you out, yeah, leave a like and subscribe. And but yeah, if you have anything, any suggestions or anything you'd like to see next or any bits of advice, leave a comment down below and I'll try to get back to you. I'd say this is pretty much all done. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheer the brothers.